himself with a confessor or even an exorcist. But he wasn't judging sinners, and he didn't promise so much as they had promised. He aimed to act as an interpreter and guide, piloting the patient through suffering to self-knowledge and self-acceptance. He aimed to teach us to do the best deal with life that we can. He doesn't promise any kind of perfect happiness, and in this he's unlike almost all earlier teachers. He regards all ideas of a final salvation as harmful illusions. In the chapel at the Vienna Mental Hospital, which dates from Freud's time, worship might be seen as expressing a longing for healing and redemption. Not by Freud. His hostility was implacable. Religion was not a form of therapy, but itself an illness.
Religious ideas are illusions, fulfillments of the oldest, strongest, and most insistent wishes of mankind. The God-creator is openly called Father. Psychoanalysis concludes that he really is the Father, clothed in the grandeur in which he once appeared to the small child. The religious man's picture of the creation of the universe is the same as his picture of his own creation. The emotional strength of this memory image and the lasting nature of his need for protection are the two supports of his belief in God. This is what constitutes the root of every form of religion, a longing for the Father. But the world is not a nursery. Dark, unfeeling, and unloving powers determine human destiny, and the system of rewards and punishments, which according to religion governs the world, seems to have no existence. We view religious teachings as neurotic relics, and we may now argue that the time has come for replacing the effects of repression by the rational operation of the intellect.
Freud's rejection of the Christian view of man could hardly have been more complete. He was a sort of Victorian scientific rationalist who wanted to increase the control of the rational conscious ego. Yet his thinking left a loophole. All his life he was fascinated by the archaic, and he collected these marvelous statuettes, oriental, primitive, and classical. He saw them as revealing something of the unconscious mind. He knew that the unconscious is the real dynamo of the personality, and it's far older and greater than the conscious. And it thinks in mythical, magical, and religious ways. It's the persistence in us of the archaic religious mind. And a follower of Freud's might well say to himself, why is Freud so preoccupied with his rationalism? Surely, to achieve human wholeness, what we need is a marriage between the conscious and the unconscious. Perhaps the unconscious only seems so threatening and disorderly because we've become so alienated from it. But in reality, we need it. Here, perhaps, is the germ of a new understanding of religion.